Back to Good Morning Euros. Underwhelming favourites and much improved former champions meet tonight in Munich.
To analyse the first Euro 2024 semi-final between France and Spain, we're joined by Dougie Critchley. Dougie, good to see you as always.
Thank you. Good morning.
The press and fans have been critical of England going forward, but France's attacking output, fair to say, even worse?
Yeah, it's not been pretty to watch. I mean, their games as a whole have only involved 4 goals. One for the opposition, a Robert Lewandowski penalty, 1 penalty for Kylian Mbappe and 2 own goals. So it really hasn't been entertaining whatsoever. They've created 8 XG, but only scored 1 goal, as I say, none from open play. They're actually the first side in Euros history since records began in 1980 to take over 50 non-penalty shots and not score a single goal. So it hasn't been free-flowing whatsoever from a French perspective. And they're coming up against the form side in the competition tonight in Spain.
86 shots, no goals.
Yeah,
it's not great.
Pretty. No, it's not pretty at all.
Yeah, I mean, but they've had some big chances too. I mean, we see those big circles. Those are big chances, a couple in the 6-yard box as well. They do have, in theory, some of the world's best attacking players. Why are they not sticking the ball in the back of the net?
I think it's a number of factors, Matt. I think Kylian Mbappe's injury, he's clearly not at full fitness. I think he looks very uncomfortable in that mask. You saw at the weekend against Portugal when the ball hit his head, it obviously moved his mask. It's affecting his broken nose. His vision is impaired. That's not ideal whatsoever. Only Cristiano Ronaldo has taken more shots than Mbappe so far in the competition. And interestingly, his conversion rate in Euros history drops from 31% in World Cup, so shots to goals, to just 3% in Euros. Still only scored 1 goal in the Euros, but he'll be hoping and praying to get back to full fitness tonight. I think also Antoine Griezmann's a factor. He's been far from his best this tournament. He won the bronze ball in 2018, as the 3rd best player at that tournament. Was excellent in Qatar as well, but his chances created have dropped from 3.3 per 90 to 2.2, which is quite average for him. So there's a number of factors there, and Didier Deschamps got big question marks over his team selection.
And Deschamps has been defending his team, but you say he's got big question marks. Do you think we could see changes?
Potentially. I mean, they didn't start Ousmane Dembélé in the previous game, who's got a quite average record for a man of his talents at international level. He's only scored 5 goals for France, and none of them have come in major tournaments. But Ousmane Dembélé made a huge impact from the bench against Portugal, ended up winning the Man of the Match award, created 6 chances, completed 6 dribbles. So I expect him to start, and I wonder whether Olivier Giroud will be introduced from the start as well, because playing as that central striker, he has brought the best out of Mbappe in the past. Still got 15 goals for Milan in Serie A last season. Has only played 49 minutes in the competition so far. So I'd maybe expect Giroud to come in as the central striker, Ousmane Dembélé from the right, Kylian Mbappe from the left, and then the other selection issue is whether to reintroduce Rabiot, who's suspended for the Portugal game.
Before we move on to Spain, I was just wondering what you think about, the French media coverage of their team. As we saw there, it's been an even worse watch than England, hands down. Has the coverage been as negative in France as it has been here?
I think they have been.
And not just the coverage, but the fans as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've been a little bit confused, like a lot of England fans, about why such a talented squad isn't really performing. Having said that, they've got to another semi-final. They've reached the finals of the 2022 World Cup. Unfortunate to get beaten by Argentina on penalties. Won the 2018 World Cup. 2016 they reached the final and lost to Portugal as well. So Deschamps will say, look at my record. I know how to get the best out of this team in tournaments. Against Spain, it's going to be fairly even. Spain have a number of, issues team-wise going into this, which we'll come on to in due course. So I think most fans, French, players and fans will just be like, we're here, we've got another great opportunity to get to another final.
So France, slightly dull. Spain, anything but dull, right?
Yeah.
Really entertaining. Who stood out for you?
They've been absolutely brilliant. They are the top scorers in this competition with 11. They've averaged the most shots per game as well, far more than France. And they've been solid at the other end too. They also came back, with a lot of adversity in that Germany game, conceding so late in normal time to that Florian goal, then winning it late on against Germany. That was one of the games of the tournament. They've been absolutely brilliant. Lamine Yamal's been sensational, of course. 15 chances created as well at 16. It's just
crazy.
Sensational. I think only Xavi has ever created more chances for Spain in an international tournament. He's been brilliant. Nico Williams on the other wing as well. And then some of the less heralded players as well. I think Dani Olmo off the bench made a brilliant impact against Germany, got a goal and assist. He's averaged a goal contribution every 66 minutes in this tournament, which is the best record of any player. And then look at Fabian Ruiz in midfield, much maligned during his time at PSG, but he's really stepped up as well. So it's been a real team effort.
So almost solves the problem of Pedri, doesn't it? Pedri got injured in the game against Germany, but there are some other decisions to be made as well with players suspended. So how do you expect Spain to line up?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Most of their issues in terms of suspensions come at the back. So Robin Normand, who's close to joining Atletico Madrid this summer, is suspended for this game. That looks like Nacho's going to come back in. Just won the Champions League with Real Madrid, started 11 of 13 games in that competition, played the full 90 in the final against Borussia Dortmund. I'm not too worried about Nacho coming in, but if I was Spanish, I'd be much more concerned about Dani Carvajal's being suspended and Jesus Navas coming in. Now, Jesus Navas has had an amazing career, 38 years old now, was a veteran of the 2010 World Cup, went to Euro 2012 with Spain as well, but has, this is his first ever start for Spain. And look at the players that he was playing with then, Fabregas, Iniesta, Juan Mata,
some of them a long time retired.
A lot of players have retired, long since retired in that side. And Jesus Navas is still starting. Of course, back then he was a flying right winger. Now he'll be playing at right back in place of Carvajal, who has been sensational for Real Madrid and Spain this year. And he's got quite a task up first as well, trying to contain Kylian Mbappe. So it could be a tough night for a 38-year-old.
Yeah, and he's 22 years older than one of his teammates as well, which is extraordinary.
Just revealed your age.
Not me. Before we let you go, actually, we've got a viewer appeal today about England.
I thought you said I'm 22 years older.
No.
I was going to say.
No one's going to believe that. It wasn't that long ago. Our viewer appeal today, Dougie, is, I know I've just chucked this at you, but 3 at the back or 4 at the back for England. Let us know what you think. #GMSF. Should England play 3 at the back or 4 at the back? And who as well? Let us know who and why should be in that back line. What do you reckon?
5 at the back for sure. I think, it felt like momentum was really gained, particularly in that first half against Switzerland. It really got the best out of Bukayo Saka. I think Jude Bellingham looked improved by having a little bit more width outside him in Trippier. I think the big question is whether it's Trippier or Shaw at left wing back. Otherwise, I go pretty much unchanged. Gehi probably coming back in, Fezri, Konza. But I actually took a lot of confidence from that Switzerland performance, and hopefully it can continue tomorrow night against the Dutch.